Hey everybody, Jeff Schneider here. I'm really excited about this loop of the day. This is number 11, but I'm also really excited about it because I'm using new plugins that I just got, new virtual instruments. Everything is new here, really top of the line stuff for 2017. So I'm excited to share it with you. Hope you guys like it. Check it out. This is loop of the day number 11. Okay, there it is. So I don't know if I laid it on too thick at the beginning there, but I was actually just joking around. Nothing new here, no new plugins, no new virtual instruments. In fact, everything that I used in this loop is native to Logic Pro. I kind of just wanted to see what I could do without any third-party plugins or virtual instruments, because I've been using them pretty much exclusively for the past 10 loops. So yeah, this one is just Logic stuff. And I'm not totally comfortable with those plugins that are with Logic because I just don't use them that often. Same with the instruments, but I think it came out okay. I'm curious what you guys think. Did it sound like, could you tell right away that it wasn't like the other ones, or was it just as good? So let me know. I'm definitely down to hear what you guys think about this one. Now let's do a quick breakdown. There's some interesting stuff happening here rhythmically. We have this sort of triplet feel. And we play off the triplet a bunch. So let's go through some of the parts here. Here's the, well, we start with just the keys part. So this is kind of a neat chord progression that I'm outlining. I'll break this down. Okay, so we're in the key of, I guess it's C minor. And I'm playing this thing in fifths. So each time I play a set of notes, it's a fifth. You'll see what I mean. So we start with C to G, then we go to E flat to B flat, then F to C, then A flat to E flat, B flat to F, then G to D. And it's like this. But it's not da-ga, 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 da-ga. It's not eighth notes, it's triplets. Do-ba, do-ba, boo-da, do-ba, do-ba, boo-do. But it's, because of the fifth interval there, it sounds like it's grouped in two. So it's like ducka, ducka, duck, 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 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 instead of 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's the same rate. It's just a different grouping. What else do we have going on here? Okay, so then we have this little percussion thing that comes in, playing off the triplet. Then the drums come in. Now the bass is just doing something in C, this kind of a thing. Or it might be something like that. It's just staying in C though. Now the drums, kind of influenced by a certain Michael Jackson tune. If you guys know it, leave it in the comments. But let's push ahead here. This little other keys part that's in there. Okay, so this is F and B flat. So I'm harmonizing the C minor pentatonic scale. I think I talked about this before, but one cool way to develop your supporting riffs in your music is to take a pentatonic line and harmonize it using the pentatonic scale. So if the line is something like that, then you want to skip down a note but use the C minor pentatonic. So B flat, below B flat is G, but we're going to skip over G and go to F. F is the next note after G in the pentatonic scale. So that's the harmony part. I'm doing the same thing for each note, just skipping over a note, but staying within that pentatonic scale. This one right here. Okay, carrying on. I have this little trailer effect that I found in Logic, and I bounced it and put it in reverse to get this nice swell. That's kind of how I get into the next section here. And then I do this break. This piano thing comes out of nowhere. Now, the piano in Logic just doesn't cut it for me. I can definitely tell the difference there between what I've used in the past, which is keyscape for the most part. This is a very abrasive sound. I probably could help it out more in the performance, maybe turn down the velocity or mix it a little bit differently. But it's a little harsh hearing it now. But let's do the chords. So this is what it sounds like on its own. Okay, so the chords there are same voicing for the most part. It's this thing that's, this is sometimes referred to as the so what voicing, because you probably heard this before. All right, so essentially what we have here is fourths, and then a third on top. What you could also do is add a fourth below, and that would sound pretty good too. And then we go down half steps. We do the same exact voicing all the way down 3 half steps. And then we're gonna do a jump, but still the same voicing. Fourths with the third on top. Same thing again, we're going down now. Now at this point, I'm starting to think a little bit more functionally. If we add the fourth below, we get B. So think of this as a B minor 7 chord, because the next one is this right here, which is a really nice voicing for E7 sharp, or rather E13 sharp 11 flat 9. Got the root there, the third, the 7, there's the flat 9, the sharp 11, and the 13. And that's going to resolve to A major. So between the B minor 7, the E13, and the B, or the A major, you got a 2-5-1. So that's pretty functional there. It sounds kind of nice. This is what it sounds like with everything in. One more time. Okay, so now we're in A major. I'm kind of playing off A Lydian though. You guys can hear that D sharp in my lead line. Check it out. We're mixing in some fifths and some sixths, but it's still a very intervallic line that I think echoes what came before in the beginning of the track. I'll do it one more time by itself. Okay, so I'll do the line slow so you guys can actually tell what the notes are this time. So we have A, E, B, G sharp, D sharp, B. This is outlining the Lydian thing that's happening. C sharp, G sharp, then D sharp, E, high D sharp, back down to B. And again, it's that triplet, 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 triplet rhythm. So the whole thing. The second time it goes up higher, it does this thing. F sharp down to D sharp, still outlining that Lydian sound. One other thing I want to point out is rhythmically we do something a little bit interesting here. When we do the repetition of the phrase, we come in a little bit later than you'd expect. So instead of going boo ba doo ba boo da doo ba doo boo be da de ba da doo boo da ba, instead of coming in on one, we come in on the trip-pa on the second part of the triplet. So from the top here, I'll play it with the metronome so you can hear what I'm talking about. All right, So I did that because I didn't want it to be exactly the same. You guys have probably heard me talk about this before, where I like to develop my ideas but not repeat them verbatim. So a little bit of evolution there in the sound. So it's similar but different. That's the key phrase. Okay, let's keep playing here. I'm gonna bring in all the instruments. Forgot to take the metronome out there, but you guys could hear what's going on. It's the same thing as the beginning. I added a pad in here at the second half. It's just kind of doing a one-note drone kind of a thing with a little bit of side chaining. Check this out. So that sort of breathing effect, that pumping like wah, wah, that's the side chain. And I could talk more about that in the future if you guys haven't learned about it already. And the pad just fills it out, the whole track, fills out the whole track a little bit. It gives it a little bit more fullness. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so the last chord is kind of cool. We end on the flat 2. So instead of ending on C minor, by the way, we're back on C minor from that A major modulation, but the last chord is actually a D flat major. So we end on the flat 2, which is a nice little device. So that's the whole track. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions about the Logic stuff that I used, or the theory, or the rhythmic devices, feel free to leave comments and questions down below. If you want to dig into things one-on-one, as I've said before, I do offer Skype lessons, so I'll link that up here if you want to do that. And if you find this stuff enjoyable, entertaining, valuable, and you want to help support my channel and help me produce these videos, please do consider supporting me on Patreon as well. It's extremely helpful. So that link is up here. And guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.